Puerto Rican corned beef today at the Young's house. I am so excited to share this recipe with you all because it's so delicious. If you love Puerto Rican food or if you just love corned beef, this recipe is for you. Here's what you're gonna need. Really interesting ingredients. You're gonna need some French fries. Now, the fun thing about this recipe is if you have French fries that was maybe left over from the day before, there's people that leaves French fries left over from the day before to use them specifically for this recipe, and we'll get a little bit more into that, okay, but it is interesting. Okay, so now we are going to be making a sofrito for this recipe. And this sofrito will allow me to season up a whole lot of other dishes because we're going to make a big batch today. So today you're going to kind of get two videos. The video or me showing you how to make sofrito and then me showing you how to make the corned beef. So for the sofrito, you will need some oil. Whatever kind of cooking oil you love, that's what you can use. We're going to use about a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half. And this is just vegetable oil. I'll be putting some chicken bouillon powder into my sofrito. A lot of people don't do it, but I'm doing it because I like the flavor. We have cilantro, one big bundle of fresh parsley. We have a big handful of fresh garlic, not the kind that's in the jar, y'all. Fresh garlic. We got a nice sweet Vidalia onion, and we have some beautiful bell peppers, the different colors. Use what color you want for your sofrito. Depending on what color of the bell pepper you use, that's going to depend on what color your sofrito turns out to be. If you use red, orange, and yellow, it's going to be a red color sofrito, and that's fine. But if you use green, it's going to have more of a green tint to it. Okay, and then I'll be putting some cloves, just a couple, into my sofrito, okay? And I'll talk about why I do that. But traditionally, you wouldn't do this. But if you were Haitian, check me out. For the A piece, which is very similar to sofrito, you'll use a couple cloves in yours, okay? So now, we have some tomato sauce, and we'll be using a little bit of that. You're gonna need some sazon. It's a sazon seasoning packet. It comes in this little box, and I think nowadays you can find this in your local dollar store for a great price, okay? This is the kind of corned beef that you will need. It is spectacular. It is so delicious. If you've never tasted it, you must make a recipe with this one day. Just one day, try it, all right? And you're gonna need some olives. I typically will get like a Spanish olive, but just make sure it's the green olives that has that little, what is it? The little red piece in here, okay? And I told you about the rice. I'm using a white rice. Make sure your hands are clean. Let's make Puerto Rican corned beef. First thing we're gonna do to make our sofrito is we're gonna take a big bundle that you've washed off of a fresh parsley. Doesn't matter if it's curly parsley or flat leaf parsley, just get you some. I like to use this big handful. I'm gonna put it into the food processor so we can blend it up. Sofrito is basically the base of Spanish foods. If you want the authentic taste of Spanish foods, Puerto Rican food, or maybe even a Mexican food, you got to have some sofrito. Sofrito is the flavor that you need. This is a big bundle of cilantro. We're going to use this whole thing minus these stems, but by all means you can leave the stems because if you go to make like a flavored rice, you can put those stems in there, okay? So now watch this. This whole bundle's going in, just like so. We're going to take these bell peppers, whatever color you want. I'm always using a red and a green one. And we're going to just chop it down a little bit, but really we're going to let this food processor do all the work, right? So just chop it down as much as you can into the food processor. I'm going to do the same thing with this green bell pepper. And then we have a sweet Vidalia onion. This one's huge, so I'm going to use half of it. We're going to get that in, and we're going to put a whole huge bundle on purpose of the fresh garlic. I'm taking the skin off of all of this garlic, and I'm just going to put it in that way. You can see that I cut the sweet Vidalia onion in half. Let's go ahead and break it down a little bit, and then we're going to let the food processor do the rest. Going right in. For me, since I'm making a sofrito Gina Young style, I'm putting a little bit of chicken bouillon powder in there, okay? Just that little bit. And I like to put a little twist to the sofrito, and I'm going to put about 5 or 6 cloves in mine. like I was making a piece. A piece is the Haitian sofrito. Okay, we're gonna put a little bit of cooking oil just to kind of get things moving around, and a tiny bit of water. We're gonna blend it up. And that's how you make sofrito. I'll show you the consistency. I'll bring the camera in close. Use this for any recipe to amp up the flavor. This is what it looks like. It's absolutely beautiful. Now let me tell you a trick that I love to do. Once I make a batch of sofrito, like I said, you can use it for so many different recipes. You can turn around and take this, put it into an ice tray, freeze it, and then after it's frozen, of course, take the little sofrito ice pieces out, put it in a freezer bag, and anytime you go to cook, get you about 1 or 2 of those ice pieces, you know, start to cook it, and then add it to your recipe. Chef's kiss every time. So now I've got a big bundle, and I'm so excited. I have our water boiling. I'm going to put some chicken bouillon powder in that water to give my rice some flavor. I'm cooking that rice for 11 minutes, and it's going to be perfect every time. I like to tell people about this corned beef because there's a little key to open it, right? And it's attached. You can take it off. It's usually setting up this way. You have to turn it upside down, connect it to this little piece, and then you begin to turn it. Once you turn it, it will start to open it up. If you do it any other way, you're gonna have like, it's gonna be hard to open it. But once you get that key on and the key is pointing downwards, then you just twist it backwards and then you're able to open it. Once you open up the corned beef, it's gonna kind of look like this. And that white stuff on there, don't worry. It's just like oil. You know how oil, when it solidifies up, it looks like that. That's all that is. It's actually good flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and break it up just a little bit like this. There's nothing hard about this. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and heat up a little bit of oil. There's just a tiny bit of oil in this pan. Once the oil gets hot, we're gonna take about 2 tablespoons of the sofrito. What you do with it is you fry it, right? We're gonna fry it for about 2-3 minutes and cook those raw vegetables, okay? And that's where the flavor is gonna come in. But we'll do that once the oil's nice and hot. I had my whole island set up and I'm ready to go, get started to start the video. And I noticed that I didn't have tomato sauce. Usually I'll have like the Goya tomato sauce that's about 4 ounces or just a small tomato sauce hanging around the house somewhere. I didn't have it and I got to thinking. I told our son to go in the basement. I said, look and see what type of tomatoes we have. He's like, there's tomato soup. And I'm like, no. He said, we got canned tomatoes. I said, bring them here. I did. He brought them, and I used a food processor, and now I have tomato sauce. Yes, I just blended it up. There's always a way. There is always a way, and it tastes so good. But I did make sure that I drained that water, so it's tomato sauce, and it was just that easy. Let's go ahead and put our 2 tablespoons of the sofrito right in with that hot oil. That sizzle means we're moving in the right direction, okay? Lovely. What you're going to notice about the sofrito is as it cooks, it will begin to get a darker color. You'll know when the vegetables are fully cooked. So once that happens, we're going to go ahead and put our corned beef right in. We'll let that cook for about 7 to 8 minutes, and then we're going to put in 1.5 tablespoons of tomato sauce. Go ahead and put our corned beef right in. I have the heat like on a medium heat. Lovely. You don't need to put any salt into this, okay? Excuse me. We're going to use between 1/2 packet and a packet of the Sazon seasoning. It brings great color and a lovely taste. I used almost the whole pack, but you can see there is some left. Okay, let's go ahead and mix that up just like this. I've got about 6 or 7 of the Spanish green olives that have the pimentos in there. Honestly, you can decide to leave them out if you don't like them, or maybe the kids don't like them. Leave them out. I put them in, and if my family wants to pick them out, they can. But I'm going to be honest with you, it gives good flavor. Okay, you can just kind of eat around them, or like I said, leave them out. Let's go ahead and put the tomato sauce in. Never put too much in. We don't want this to turn into slush, right? Just 2 tablespoons or 1.5 tablespoons is that perfect balance. I've actually heard a lot of people that make this recipe talk about how, let's just say they had fast food the day before and somebody's getting ready to throw some fries away. They will say, don't throw those fries away because tomorrow I'm making, you know, the corned beef. So you would save them, put them in the refrigerator, and then the next day add them to this recipe. How we add them is we're going to fry them up. Okay, you can throw them in the air fryer or the oven, whatever you want to do, but you're going to need some because potatoes or French fries are going to go on top of this. And it just adds that perfect balance of what you're looking for when you think of having this recipe authentically. Okay, so I'm going to grab like a nice handful and a half. I got some beautiful fries here. We're going to fry them up. Wait on our oil to heat up. I wanted to show you the corned beef and what it should look like. And just make sure you know to just, from this point, while you're letting it simmer, have it on low because it can stick to the pan, but this is what it's supposed to look like. So I'm excited about my day today. I got a good start going on. This is the video that you all will see today for Friday, and then I got like 30 little videos to do. So I'm actually excited about that, and I'll do those 30 videos until like maybe, I don't know, maybe 9 o'clock, and then me and my husband are gonna sit down and watch a movie, and you know, hopefully we can find a couple good movies for the weekend. So I'm really excited. I was thinking about making a nice dessert, but I'm trying to figure out what exactly am I gonna make. I was thinking maybe like a strawberry shortcake today. Let's go ahead and get those fries right in. And our rice, it's almost done. Take this small plate upstairs to my husband real quick, but look at that. This right here is life. It's creamy, it's dreamy, it's flavorful, it's crunchy, it's everything. Yeah, make you some. I'll be right back, and then we're gonna try this together. This is how you put it together. So you take your nice, fluffy, beautiful rice, you put it at the bottom. Okay, my family is so excited about this, and I was excited to make it. It's so much fun, and the flavor is absolutely amazing. All right, so now we're gonna take the corned beef, put it right on top, just like this. Right, lovely. And then you take your crispy potatoes. A lot of people mix it in. I like to put it on the side because I still want that crispiness to them. And there you have it. If you enjoyed today's video, give me a thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed but you're waiting on, tell your family and friends. Tell the world what Gina's doing in this kitchen every single day, and Father on today. We thank you for this meal, this beautiful weekend. We thank you for your hedge of protection, your love and your mercy, your love time, your understanding. And Father, I thank you for what you've done and what you're gonna do. Amen and amen. Come back ready for a taste. You're ready for a taste. Let's do it. I'm all excited. Oh my goodness. And you want to taste everything. The meat, the rice. The crunchy potato. Oh, yeah. Oh, so good. Make you some.